What's up, YouTube? Prodigy checking in once again with another deck update. This is not a Blue Eyes or a Galaxy Eyes Photon update. This is actually what I like to call a light and Dragunity Dragon deck. It basically feeds off of the Levy Rider loop, as well as some really decent synchros and a little bit of anti-meta. So it's really good. I've tested on dual network as well as against um, actual opponents at my locals, and it works really well. The key to it is the extra deck, making sure you have the right synchros. I'm still short a Catastor, which I'm having a little bit of difficulty finding right now. So that's the only thing the extra deck is missing. Other than that, it's fairly complete. But let me go ahead and go through the deck, and you guys let me know what you think. So the first card I have here, obviously, is Dragunity Armor Leviathan. In this particular build, this card's pretty key, mainly because it can be special summoned a variety of ways, which I'll get into later. But the most obvious way is going to be either with Ackley's or by removing uh, Dragunity monster, a monster that's equipped with a Dragunity card. Basically, what happens is when this hits the field, you can pick any dragon type in your graveyard and attach it to this as an equip card. Now, the most obvious card for this particular build is to attach it with Light and Darkness Dragon. Now, I've made a video on this before, so I won't go into it. Yes, before I explain this, I don't want you guys posting comments, oh, this will break the loop, oh, this will break the loop, oh, this will break the loop. Like, I understand there's ways to stop it. There's ways to stop everything in this game, but this isn't bad. Basically, what happens is, I'll just move two of these out of the way. Um, you can have both these cards in your graveyard if you'd like, or they're also playable from the hand. So there's a lot of ways to get this off. But basically, you normal special summon Leviathan with a Light and Darkness Dragon in grave. So this hits the field, and you use its effect to equip Light and Darkness Dragon. Now, Light and Darkness Dragon being an equip card does not get the negate effect. However, its effect of being destroyed and sent to the graveyard does go off, and that's key. So you have to be careful when you play this particular loop because you can destroy a lot of cards doing this. So basically, they're equipped. So you've got your Dragunity Armor for Leviathan with 2600 attack equipped to your Light and Darkness Dragon. Now, equipped with Light and Darkness Dragon. So let's just say something happens. I don't really know what. I don't know. We'll go with the most obvious thing here. This gets destroyed by, I don't know, Dark Hole or whatever. So what happens is this goes to the grave. Now, just due to game mechanics, that's going to destroy Light and Darkness Dragon. So Light and Darkness Dragon's effect goes off. So it blows up everything on your field. You target a card in your grave. So for our purposes, we'll target our Leviathan just went to grave. This goes, all your cards go, this comes back. This card's effect can go off again because it was special summoned. Target Light and Darkness Dragon. Okay? Let's just say the MST Lad. Same thing. This goes off. You target one of your Leviathans in grave, which is why you run two. Leviathan comes back, use the effect, boom. Okay, so it's a really nice loop. Light and Darkness Dragon's effect by itself is awesome. It negates any and all card effect if you do decide to actually normal summon it to the field because it can only be normal summoned. But it also works as bait for trading, which I run in here, as well as the Levy Rider loop. So yeah, and that's only the first two cards of the deck. So much more to come. I've got Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. I really like this card with Lad. You know, let's just say you have like some tuner that's dead, you know, on the field, or a really big play is if you have what's that card? Um, Legionnaire. Sorry, guys. When you have Legionnaire on the field, chances are you just sent Accolades to the grave um, and pop two of your opponent's cards. Then you set a back row, end your turn. And the next turn, you still have Legionnaire on the field. You use this effect to send like a Dragon Ravine back to your hand, pay the 1400, bring this back, and then you can synchro for 9 if you have a level 2 tuner in your hand, which is very common. Or if you have Lad in your hand, tribute the Legionnaire in this, and you get a Lad on the field. So very nice, very, very nice. We've got this card, which is so key. It's so key in this deck. The only thing it stops is special summoning Zephyros. Mostly all your synchros are not light or dark, and it's very, very easy to have a dragon in your hand in this deck, and this completely stops so many builds now. So many builds. So you definitely want to run 3 of this card if you can, if your build can support it. Next, we've got the obvious 3 ducks. Gains 200 attack for each Dragunity monster on the field. When it's normal summoned, you can target a monster in your grave. The biggest target is generally going to be Phalanx, which I'll get to in a moment, to go into your level 6 and eventually all your level 8s. And then we've got 2 Legionnaire. Level 3 Dragunity monster. You can send a monster, a Dragunity monster from your that's equipped to this card to the grave, and then you can target one face-up a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So basically, that combo with Dragunity Accolades pops 2 cards in the field, and this is really good for synchroing in a 9. Then we've got our obvious 3 Phalanx. 2 good. Basically guarantees a synchro summon when this is on the field, whether it's equipped or not, because its effect is that it can special summon itself as a monster card. So, and it's a level 2 dragon tuner, so it's amazing. Not too many Dragunity players don't go ahead and run 3 of him. 3 Accolades, and there's a reason why I'm running 3. For obvious synchroing purposes, as well as to special summon Leviathan with its effect, because its effect targets a Dragunity monster in your hand. So basically, if you normal summon this and you have a Dragunity Armor Leviathan in your hand, this gets normal summoned, then you can move it to the back row and then special summon your Leviathan, and then Leviathan's effect still goes off, so it would have this card and another card equipped to it. So it's a very nice combo. Plus, when it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you get to destroy any card your opponent controls. So that's the monster lineup. Let's go on to spells and traps, which shouldn't take long at all. Definitely have to go with 2 calls. Couldn't imagine this deck anymore without 2 Call the Haunt. They're just too essential. We've got Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, because not sending your cards to the grave is not a big deal. This recycles a lot, and I run a Pot of Avarice, so it's broke. Got Solemn Judgment, 2 Warnings, and 2 Bottomless. Very defensive trap lineup. Of course, minus the Call the Haunts, but even that could be a defensive play. If you call the Haunted Aquaki Mirror Drago, you don't even have to pay the cost as far as revealing your hand. And it still minuses your opponent. I won't say minus, but it stops them. So very defensive and offensive traps there. Now let's go on to spells. We've got 3 copies of Ravine. This is what's going to get all your plays off. Basically, you discard any card, which is good for this deck, and you get to do one of 2 things. You can either send any dragon from your deck to the grave, or you can get a level 4 Dragunity monster from your deck to your hand. So this card's too good. And we've got Terraforming to grab those Dragon Ravines. I've got 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. Pot of Avarice. This is really good because of how much you synchro in this deck. Dark Hole. Trade in. Monster Reborn. I hope they don't ban this. It's too good. And Book of Moon. Let's go through the extra deck here. TG Hyper Librarian. This card is so awesome in this deck because there's a possibility that you alone in your second turn, if you only have two of really essential cards, being a Ducks in hand and something that you don't mind discarding, and of course a Ravine on the field, you're guaranteed to at least synchro twice as long as your opponent doesn't stop you. So that's extra draw power for the deck. We've got Brionic, Orient Dragon, Vajrayana. Basically, when this card is synchro summoned, you can grab a dragon and equip it to this card. And of course, it has to be level 3 or lower. So, of course, it's going to be like a Phalanx. And then Phalanx special summon itself and come to the field, and then you go to your level 8s. Or you can gain that monster's attack until the end phase. Colossal Fighter, too good. Our play set of Stardust Dragons. You gotta have it in this deck, especially because of how easily you can go into Stardust and how much it protects like your field spells and your existing monsters. So, gotta run 3. This card's so amazing in this deck. Scrap Dragon. Oh my god. I've won so many duels with this card. You can pop ridiculous things. Even if you just set something in the back row, pop it, pop one of their cards and go for game. That's typically the play you're going to use because you're going to level 8s like it's nothing in this deck. Trishula, obvious reasons, it's broke. Animus Worm. Going to level 9 is so easy in this deck. Why not run both, you know? And of course, try to Dragon for the extra firepower. So that's basically the deck. Definitely rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely appreciate all the love you guys have been showing lately. Keep it up for these builds. Ban list should be coming out probably pretty soon here, so I'll definitely update all the decks once we have an official ban list. So with that, the Prodigy's out. Peace.